his face in the door, and then Marty came up behind him. Good morning, everyone. Come on, Tux, let's go up, bud. Somebody's mowing their lawn. I know it won't be long for me. Hi, everybody. Hi. Hello. It's not my immediate neighbor. It's probably the guy on the other side of the chickens. Hard to know for sure. But yeah, I get it. So it's going to be like this all day. Kind of drizzly, cloudy. But our chance for, you know, that line of storms coming through is tomorrow, not today. We don't have any worries about severe weather today here. And our severe weather won't be as bad as that stuff we're all hearing about in Alabama and Mississippi today, and St. Louis and Montana and all those other places last night. Boy, that was scary, and it wasn't even happening here. We're gonna go to the gym today. It's weight day, so we didn't do it yesterday. And we are also going to plant some gladiolus and maybe hang my 2 bird houses and do a couple of other things in the yard. Might go to the store, stuff like that. Not as exciting as driving the new Model Y like yesterday. Sorry. Most plants in the yard now are showing some signs of coming back to life. I'm just going for a walk and letting the kitties come with me. I have everybody but Tux at this point who's still eating. I figured I had time today, and it had been a few days, and I really should make the effort for me and for them. I am frustrated by the amount of weeds, like this stuff right here. You know, it's so hard to keep up with it. I will pull out what I can, and then of course I don't like pulling out the moss. Stick the moss back. Most of the time I can get it without pulling out the moss, but sometimes no. It's just a never-ending struggle, these weeds. It's such a large yard. When we're down here today, we'll re-stick a hole in the ground and put those floods back up. You really need to make the hole with something else and then stick them in so you don't damage the plastic pressing too hard. Just get in trouble that way. Oh yeah, and fertilizing the bulbs. I've got bone meal today is on the list. I'm trying to decide if I want the gladiolus there in front of those pots, or here in front of this log, or here on the other side of the stand that I had. I'm always pulling weeds over here along the log. Always. Every time I mow, there's just a ton of them to pull. So, you know, probably wherever I put the gladiola, I'm going to need a couple of poles and some string to help them stay upright. So I do need to think about that too. Really, any of these areas would be okay. I suppose I could put them on the other side of the creek there in front of the butterfly bush also on that bank. But probably here is a little less worrisome about erosion. So, you know, that log, along that log there, probably. Well, Morris is at the end of the bridge there by the flag. Marty's playing with sweet gum balls, I think. I don't know where Stripe went to. He can't be too far. Have to be a little more careful on the driveway today. In this, at least in the middle on the cement, that moss is very slick. Clematis is getting ready to look pretty. Whoa! Whoa! They weren't really after each other. They just got frisky and then bumped. Besides, that was Marty and... I mean, that was Morris and Stripe, not Tux and Somebody. Hi, bud. All right, well, I pulled out a few weeds threw some branches off into the woods and stuff like that. Walked with my kitties for a minute and enjoyed them. Yes, yes, yes. Hi. Hi. Yard work is good for spending time with kitties. Yeah. The raccoons were busy in the water last night. I'll definitely need to change it out today. I change it out almost every day. Hey, sweet girl. Hi. Hi. Hello. Good morning. Come here where they can see you in the bright light a little better. There you go. Hi. Good morning. I'm going to make Dawn breakfast. I'm going to make a big batch of chaffles. You know, we freeze them. I don't have a shamrock, so I'm just going to use the big one that does 4 at a time. But I do have 2 different Easter ones. I'm still putting my rechargeable tea lights on the charger every other day, every day, whenever they need to. I never turn them off anymore. And I just, when I see them off, I hang them on the wall. And when the red light goes off, I put them back in the tea light thing. I pulled out this vase I had gotten at Guardian Angel that has the holes in the top. I don't know what the fancy word for that is. If you know, leave me a comment. I could ask Rock, but I'm not where I can do that right now. Anyway, these were a little too big for the front of the building. And they look really pretty in this vase, so I'm glad I got them up off the table. Yeah, so I did that this morning. I saw Michelle had one of these in her cart from Guardian Angel yesterday. They were $1 and they had like 50 of them. And I had bought one and she bought one. I don't know what they were supposed to really be for, but it's cute.
You could put a firecracker in it and blow it up.
That's a guy response if I ever heard it.
Yeah.
No, we won't be blowing up my leprechaun. Hi, big boy. Hey, Midnight. You keeping me companies? I have a new Forever in Our Hearts flag for over where Kitty and Slate and Mittens are buried by the dogwood tree. So I'm going to go stick this on the pole real fast. And then I'm going to come back and get cooking. Yeah, this flag is just yuck now. And I really don't believe that washing it would clean it up enough that I would be okay with it still. That mold and mildew. If I put bleach on it, it'll fade it. And I mean, I can put it through the wash, but I'm probably just going to throw it out. I don't even think it's good enough to give to Guardian Angel. Hopefully it will, you know, the wrinkles will come out of it after a fashion. I picked that one because this is a hydrangea. And that has hydrangeas, and I love butterflies. And I thought it was nice for spring and summer. I don't know. This other one was over here for 3 or 4 years before it got to looking pretty bad. But that's awful. Well, both of them are, I guess, very summer. So I don't know. I might swap it up with a seasonal one, but it'll be there. It'll be there at least all summer, you know, at least all summer. Much better. Certainly want to continue to remember our kitties. Tuck says, you're out here, Mom. Could you just spend a minute giving me some TLC, please? Yeah, it's a good boy. Yeah, one of Don's chores is he keeps the coffee pot descaled and...
Yeah, we drink a lot of coffee around here, and this it's like supposed to go like twice a year, but we do it every 2 months at the most.
At the most.
At the most.
It seems like you're doing it every time I turn around. It puts up a little thing and says descale it, and this one is still holding on.
Yeah, you know, because this thing is at least 5 years. We should go back and see when we got this.
Remember, we have a brand new one ready to go. Do we have a used one?
Parts.
A parts machine. So
I have a parts machine and a brand new in the box one.
I worry a little bit about the plastic I'm getting in the K-cups, but that's another story for another day. Right. And we are still using the Nespresso, but typically that's a Dawn in the afternoon. Yeah. His wife brings him a decaf or a half calf, all foamied up, and try to keep him going while he's working with all that stress.
That's right.
So it gets run most days too.
That's right.
There's 2 open-faced chaffles. The waffle is underneath there. It makes 10. The way I make it on this, I get 10. Here's the rest of the waffles, and that's Don's AI telling him how to shoot his picture.
Yeah, so if you don't like my pictures, talk to the AI.
That's the branch I wanted gone, so maybe not the best tool for the job because it's so close to the tree.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll work out okay. Yeah, I just didn't see a need to keep that there. Once it catches, it'll be through in no time. Of course, right? Good. And I did decide the gladiolus are going here, and I just threw sweet gumballs and leaves around the log over the edge. We should have 31, but you know how those numbers work.
Sorry?
There should be 31, 15, and 16, but we'll see if we actually have that many. They do all look good. I don't see any ruined ones. By hand, I basically picked up all the sweet gumballs. I'm sure I missed a few. There's where they are. Tomorrow's rainstorm can wash them down to the environmental park. And I did put out bone meal on the bulbs down here. And I'm going to go do it at the rest of the bulbs. It's going on 4 o'clock. We're fixing the collar done for the day. Don fertilized all of the deciduous stuff, and I fertilized all the evergreen stuff. And it took a bit. And we're hanging my birdhouses now. I am very worn out. That's a dogwood next to Don, and I think it's all the way dead, but we'll wait and see. Maybe not. Don put this one up too. Or up the hill from the house closer to the chickens. He's gone to get a fertilizer stake for this monstrosity that we had moved this summer. I pulled some weeds out from around the things we have planted up here. The piece of forsythia here is doing good. And I'm trying to see, it has leaves on it. I'm trying to remember, I think this is beautyberry, and none of the beautyberry has started to leaf out yet. Don's got him a tape template this time for the holes.
Yeah.
We had to do a little bit of guesswork up at the other tree, but Don's prepared now. If it gets you caught one time, then you make adjustments. Yeah. This is the funky roof one. Don thought he might glue it, but then he decided that it went together fine.
What happened is there was a couple of the snaps that weren't perfect. And I trimmed the snaps, and then it snapped together. The snaps were just a little too fat for the hole.
Gotcha. And this I should be able to see from the front porch. Don said this side of the driveway instead of the other. I told him my 2 trees that either one or the other, and he said this one to be a little more visible from the driveway and still visible from the front porch. So, way cool. Well, there it is. It's just as cute as it can be. I will show you from the front porch tomorrow, but I've already looked out the front window, and you can definitely see it. I mean, this one is not one of the smaller ones. It's big enough to see, and I made the yellows on it on purpose so it would, there'd be a brighter color than not. We're headed to South Park now. Just going to walk the pogo loop one time. The gym closed at 5, and it's 4:55. But we worked plenty hard, Donnie.
Yeah, I've got
we worked plenty hard.
I have 6592.
Yeah, I'm about around 7,000. Yeah. So if we walk around one time, we should we'll be good.
Get our 10,000 steps.
Yeah, there's more people up here going on 5 o'clock on a Saturday than you'd think. Several teams practicing. Saturday this time of year is typically practice for games, not actual games. It's breezy and pleasant. We got short sleeves on, and the breeze feels good considering we were all hot and sweaty from doing stuff in the yard. I must have pulled 100 weeds. I probably need to mow sooner than later so I can cut down any weeds coming up before they seed out in the yard. And it never ends. It never ends. I can say that I totally enjoyed the break from watering and mowing, and I'm not looking forward to starting it back up. But we got everything fertilized, and hopefully It won't rain so hard so fast tomorrow that it just washes too much stuff away. We're under a wind advisory now too. The stuff coming out of Mississippi and St. Louis and all these other places overnight, the 13 or more deaths now, it's just horrible. It's devastating. It's catastrophic.